In today's video, we're going to be looking at the early sales numbers for Marvel's Spider-Man is looking very good, and we've got the official trophy list revealed. I won't be going over that because that will obviously contain spoilers, and I'm not trying to spoil you guys one of the biggest PlayStation 4 game releases of the year, but I do want to talk about the trophies a little bit. Want to point you guys to a review of Divinity Original Sin 2. We recently uploaded a video talking about how this could be the best PlayStation 4 RPG of all time, and one major outlet has released their review, and they are glowing about Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition, so I want to take a look at that. THQ Nordic has acquired an absolutely awesome IP, and it might point towards another game, a remaster. This is so much exciting news, a game that I've always gone to bat for, and I want to give you guys my input on that, and I'll be rounding out the video by taking a look at some great PlayStation 4 game deals available right now, so more on that at the end of this video. First, let's talk about Marvel's Spider-Man. If you head over to Amazon, you'll notice that the game is completely sold out. Yes, physical copies of the game are out of stock. You can still obviously buy a digital copy, since those will never run out, but it seems like many gamers are excited for the game, and I was saying for a long time that I could see this game do better commercially than even God of War, and all of you guys in the comments section seem to give me a lot of flack for it. I said there was a good chance, and it looks like the game will be doing very well. It goes without saying this is going to be Insomniac Games' biggest game release of the year, but why I think it's going to be such a massive game is because if you look at YouTube views to any video attached to Marvel's Spider-Man, they are always through the roof. Staggering numbers of views on YouTube videos for this game, and I know that's not the best barometer to judge how a game's going to do commercially, but it is a pretty good statistic to look at, and you'll see gameplay videos on Marvel's Spider-Man having 20 million views on YouTube. That is absolutely insane. Very few games hit that view threshold. So for all of you guys thinking that this isn't going to be as big as God of War, I think you're going to be very surprised. It might not surpass God of War, but I think this is going to be a massive holiday game, and I would not be all too shocked if this is the best-selling PlayStation 4 game of all time. Just talking to casual gamers, it seems like everybody knows that this game is releasing. With God of War, yes, it's one of the PlayStation's biggest franchises, but it's kind of restricted to that inside PlayStation community, where Marvel Spider-Man has really transcended to that mainstream audience. Everybody knows about this game. So it looks pretty positive from Amazon's side of things, but I want to see the exact sales numbers for this game, because if this game ends up surpassing God of War, I gotta talk to a lot of you guys that gave me flack about this game not doing as well as God of War, so let's stay tuned and figure out what the sales numbers will be. Game releases September 7th, but it will take a little bit before we get the official numbers in.
Around causing chaos, wearing a mask and a costume to feed his gigantic, insatiable ego. In fact, he's been seen wearing several. Pick a look.
Maybe each suit serves a different purpose.
Oh, what? Like granting him obnoxious sonic powers, web spray, holographic duplicates? Give me a break. Listen, citizen, the police play by the book. Spider-Man, he plays by his own rules.
Hey, where you going?
Sources tell me that he's running around town using unsanctioned, experimental...
Moving on from that, we also have the Marvel Spider-Man official trophy list revealed. I don't want to go through the entire thing because there's a lot of hidden trophies, and that'll obviously ruin the story for you guys. However, I do want to mention that if you want to get the Platinum Trophy, there are no difficulty tied trophies, nor are there any missable trophies. I hate difficulty trophies and I hate missable trophies, so that is great news for me. It seems like all of the first-party Sony titles follow this formula. There usually aren't missable trophies, there usually aren't difficulty tied trophies, so cool to see Marvel Spider-Man will be going that route as well. If you do want to see the entire trophy list, I'll leave a link down below in the description box where you can have a look for yourself, but I would recommend you, if you want to go into this game completely blind, stay away from that. Moving on from that, GameSpot has published their review for Divinity Original Sin 2, and they are absolutely glowing about the game. I was talking about how this could be the best PlayStation 4 RPG of all time, and from a review standpoint, this game is doing very well. GameSpot actually gave the game a perfect score, a 10 out of 10. They were already glowing about the original Divinity Original Sin 2. That's really where my basis was coming from being so high on this game. It's because Divinity Original Sin 2 was already released on PC, and it was received so well, and then you look at the number of enhancements they were bringing with Divinity Original Sin 2 on consoles with the Definitive Edition. It was a sizable number of upgrades, so I was just expecting this game to blow people away, and it looks like it's doing just that. Now, timing-wise for for me, it isn't the best time to play this gigantic RPG, considering we're just heading into the fall season with game releases like a Marvel Spider-Man, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Dragon Quest XI just came out, and that'll keep me very busy. Then we have Valkyria Chronicles later this month. So many games, so I don't know if this is the time to jump into a north of 100-hour RPG, but sometime down the line, I will definitely be giving this a go because the first game was so good. And if you go over to GameSpot's review, here's what they said was the good about the game: a spectacular scope and depth that could easily keep you playing for over 100 hours, detailed plot set in a world that seems completely lived in and authentic, expansive tactical combat with seemingly unlimited options based on spells, skills, gear, and ever-changing battlefield terrain, deep character creation and customization options due to extensive ability and skill options. They did say the bad was confusing journal makes it hard to keep track of individual quests and plot, but that's a very minor complaint given to all the good this game has going for it. Again, they scored the title a perfect 10 out of 10. This isn't really what you would consider a console-centric RPG, so I don't think from a commercial standpoint it'll do all that great, but I think if they continue to get reviews like this, staggering review scores, that this game will see some immense level of commercial success as well. Probably not as big as, say, a Witcher, but I think it could definitely carve out an audience.
On consoles to deliver split-screen co-op. There's no I in party, so either start your adventure with a friend, or jump into a game and watch the screen part as you work together, or alone, to reach your goal. Often, your character's ambitions are at odds with one another, so compromise or collaborate to reach your objectives. You can play the entire game with a friend in dynamic split screen, or online as a party of 4. And if tensions do run high, take it to the Definitive Edition's new and improved Arena mode, loaded with new maps, characters, and features to slug it out to the death.
Next up, this information is so exciting for me because THQ Nordic put out an awesome tweet saying, quote, "We are beyond proud to announce that THQ Nordic has acquired the Kingdoms of Amalur IP among other assets from 38 studios." This is such great news. Kingdoms of Amalur was one of the criminally underrated games of last generation. 38 studios put so much money into this game, and even though it did alright commercially, not well enough to justify another title, and it was actually to the point where 38 studios had to close down. It was one of the long forgotten about games, but now that THQ Nordic has it in their arsenal, and we see that THQ is very comfortable with remastering games, write it down, it is pretty much confirmed. Kingdoms of Amalur will be seeing a PlayStation 4 remaster, and I think that's exactly what an IP like this needs. THQ isn't gonna have to invest hardly anything, and they can bring the game to the PlayStation 4. This is a remaster so many people are gonna want, and this is a game that deserves a remaster. I love to see when underrated games from last generation are remastered and given a second win. Look at what it did for Valkyria Chronicles with Valkyria Chronicles Remastered. Now we're coming up on the release of Valkyria Chronicles 4. I could definitely see something similar happening with Kingdoms of Amalur. And remember that this is a game that has really built up a cult audience over the last 8 years or so, and when it is officially announced that this game is being remastered, the news of it among gamers is going to spread like wildfire. Everybody's going to know about it, and the gamers are going to think, why is everybody so excited for Kingdoms of Amalur coming to PS4? And I think so many people are going to check it out. I think a remaster is going to do this game wonders, especially if it's priced accordingly. If it's at $39.99, I think this is a remaster they could price at $40 because it is a big open world RPG with a lot of content. You throw in all the DLC, and this is going to do very, very well, and I think it could open up the door for a Kingdoms of Amalur 2. For those of you that don't know what the game is, it's an open world RPG that has God of War or Devil May Cry-like combat, super fast-paced combat that plays more like an action game rather than an RPG, so you really have the best of both worlds. The only issue is it doesn't have the best story or writing, but it makes up for that in spades with the gameplay and world. So super excited about this. I thought this was going to be an IP that would be completely forgotten about through the years, and it's great to see that it looks like it'll be revived. I mean, why would THQ Nordic acquire the rights to it if they weren't going to do anything with it? I do foresee a remaster, and if that does well, I could very well see another game. And lastly, I do want to take a look at some great PlayStation 4 game deals. Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus is discounted once again on Amazon. It's available for $20. If you're paying anything more than $20 for Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus at this point, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. But $20 for this game is still very, very good. It released, what, 10 months ago, and it's already down to 20 bucks. This is why maybe not picking up every game at $60 is a good idea. In the case of Wolfenstein 2, this was one where a month after release, it was already 50% off for $29.99. So now to see it even cheaper at $20, definitely would give Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus a recommendation, a zany first-person shooter. And Best Buy has got .hack GU Last Recode $10 off for $20, and if you're a GCU subscriber, you will get it for $15.99. Absolutely awesome awesome deal for .hack GU Last Recode. I should mention that this game is available for the same price on the PlayStation Store right now, so you have your option on whether to get the game digitally or physically, and they're available for the exact same price unless you're a GCU subscriber at Best Buy, which at that point you should probably get the physical copy because you will save an extra $4. Always raved about .hack GU Last Recode. I think it's one of the best remastered collections that's ever been released. It's very much refined. You've actually got some additional content with a shorter 4th episode on top of the original 3 episodes. Don't expect something of the length of the main 3 games, but it's a nice additional piece of content, and usually with these collections you don't see that additional piece of content, so that's pretty cool. And the game series itself I thought was a really solid JRPG. They do reuse some areas and some levels, and there is some repetition in that regard. However, from a storytelling standpoint, I think .hack GU is quite good. So that's gonna conclude this video. Again, the early sales numbers for Marvel Spider-Man is looking very, very good. We've got the trophy list revealed as well. Divinity Original Sin 2 on the PlayStation 4 got a great review from GameSpot. A perfect 10 out of 10. That's cool to see. I know a lot of people are passing on it for now, but add this one to your wish list, and sometime down the line when game releases are a little bit more sparse, check this one out because you are going to invest a lot of time into it. THQ Nordic has acquired the rights to Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. That is some great news. Wolfenstein 2 is available for $20, and .hack GU Last Recode is also available for $20, so make sure to give those a look. That's gonna conclude this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. This video is sponsored by the fine folk over at SCD Keys. On this channel, we're always talking about saving money and getting great deals, and that's what you can do by picking up a $50 PlayStation Store card from SCD Keys. If you head over to their website, link is down below, and search for a $50 PlayStation Store card, you'll find it. Go ahead and add it to your card, and use our specialized promo code GC3 to save 3% on your order. That'll bring the cost of the card down to $46.64. You can check out and choose your method of payment. Your key will show up on your account, and boom, just like that, you got a $50 PSN card a little bit cheaper. Not only do they have great deals on PlayStation Store credit, they also have Windows 10 and other software heavily discounted, and you can get great deals on those as well. Again, check out the link to SCD Keys in the description box below.